Yes. So, namaste students. Today I will be taking hydrocarbons topic from organic chemistry. First, we'll discuss about the conformation of ethane. There are two types of conformation of ethane, Soh's projection and Newman's projection. In Soh's projection, C2H6 ethane, there are two carbon atoms. Carbon to carbon single bond is at a straight line in slanted position. And each carbon carries three hydrogen atoms. So this kind of expression is called as eclipsed conformation, and this arrangement is called as staggered conformation. And here, these two hydrogen atoms are taken as a flagpole hydrogen atoms. Flagpole hydrogen atoms. In eclipse conformation, flagpole hydrogen atoms, they are near. Therefore, there is repulsion, more repulsion. Hence, energy is more, stability is less. Now, in this case, flagpole, one is above, another one is below. So, distance of separation is more, repulsion is less, energy is less, stability is more. So, staggered conformation is more stable than the eclipsed conformation. Similarly, if you go for Newman's projection, carbon to carbon bond is represented by a circle. There are two carbon atoms. Only front carbon atom is visible. And each carbon carries three hydrogen atoms. So in eclipsed conformation, these two adjacent atoms are less separated and there is more repulsion. As a result of more repulsion, more energy. But in staggered conformation, these adjacent atoms are more separated, less repulsion, less energy, and more stability. So staggered conformation is more stable than the eclipsed conformation. Next, about the different types of hydrocarbons, saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. In saturated hydrocarbons, the valency of carbon atom is satisfied and they possess carbon to carbon single bond. In unsaturated hydrocarbons, valency of carbon atom is not satisfied. In order to satisfy the valency, they possess either carbon to carbon double bond or carbon to carbon triple bond. Example for saturated hydrocarbons, alkenes. Alkenes and alkynes are example for unsaturated hydrocarbons. It's about the methods of preparation of alkenes. Methods of preparation. There are various methods of preparation. First one, from unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons like alkenes and alkynes. Unsaturated hydrocarbons on reduction that gives alkenes. This method is called as Sabatier-Sendrens process or Sabatier-Sendrens reduction. In Sabatier-Sendrens reduction, unsaturated hydrocarbons reduced in presence of nickel at high temperature. Alkene CnH2n in presence of nickel at high temperature, it gives CnH2n plus 2 alkene. Similarly, alkynes CnH2n minus 2 alkynes. I written here general formula. When alkynes are subjected to reduction, that in presence of nickel catalyst, it gives alkene. This method is called as Sabatier-Sendrens process. Now, second method from alkene. Here alkene is treated with diborane. It gives trialkyl borane. Then trialkyl borane on treating with silver nitrate in presence of sodium hydroxide where alkyl groups link together to give higher alkane, or CH, double bond CH2. On treating with diborane B2H6, it gives trialkyl borane. Trialkyl borane. This trialkyl borane, on treating with silver nitrate AgNO3 in presence of sodium hydroxide, alkyl group linked together, that is propyl group, alkyl group. If you take propene, this is propyl, gives higher alkane, higher alkane. So next method is Wurtz reaction. Wurtz. In Wurtz reaction, haloalkane is treated with metallic sodium in presence of dry ether. In dry ether, that gives higher hydrocarbon. So here, if we start with ethyl bromide C2H5Br, only count this C2H5 group. C2H5 group doubles, so this becomes C2H5, C2H5. Butane is formed. If we consider propyl chloride CH3, CH2, CH2Cl, this group doubles, it gives hexane, CH3, CH2, 4 times, and CH3. And in Wurtz reaction, if you consider isopropyl chloride CH3, CHCl, and CH3, isopropyl chloride, it gives 2,3 dimethyl butane. 2,3 dimethyl butane. This is about Wurtz reaction. Next, about decarboxylation process. In decarboxylation process, sodium salt of monocarboxylic acid is heated with soda lime. Soda lime is a mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide, where calcium oxide prevents the sodium hydroxide from atmospheric moisture. Decarboxylation process. Sodium salt of monocarboxylic acid on heating with soda lime, it undergoes decarboxylation to give alkane. Alkane is formed. The next method is very important method. Now, here they can frame the question like this. Methane is prepared from which sodium salt of carboxylic acid decarboxylation? CH4. So R is CH3. This is CH3, CONA, that is sodium acetate or sodium ethanoate. So in order to prepare ethane, here number of carbon atoms should be 3. So in decarboxylation process, number of carbon atom decreased by 1. So it is used in descent series. Descent series means where number of carbon atom decreases. So if you take sodium propionate, CH3, CH2, COONA, on decarboxylation, it gives which compound? Ethane. So next method is very important method. It's called as Corehouse synthesis. Corehouse synthesis. This method is used to prepare alkanes having odd number of carbon atoms as well as even number of carbon atoms. In this method, haloalkane is treated with dialkyl lithium cuprate. It gives higher alkane. Haloalkane RX. Dialkyl lithium cuprate. Dialkyl lithium cuprate. This gives higher alkane. Then alkyl cuprate and lithium halide. Lithium halide is formed. If we take methyl bromide, CH3Br, methyl bromide. When methyl bromide is treated with diethyl lithium cuprate, diethyl lithium cuprate. Here R is methyl group, here R is ethyl group. So diethyl. One of the ethyl group is added to methyl group CH3, C2H5. It gives propane. And byproduct is ethyl cuprate and lithium bromide, lithium bromide. So this method is called as Corehouse synthesis, Corehouse synthesis. The next one, about the reduction of haloalkanes. Okay. Haloalkanes by reduction. So when haloalkanes reduced with zinc and dilute HCl or zinc copper couple in presence of alcohol or zinc and acetic acid, or lithium aluminium hydride. These are various reducing agents. They provide nascent hydrogen and reduces alkyl group to alkane, alkyl group to alkane. In this method, if you use triphenyl tin hydride as a reducing agent, it reduces primary, secondary and tertiary haloalkanes to alkane. Next method, from carbonyl compounds like aldehydes or ketones from carbonyl compounds. There are two methods. One is Clemenson's reduction, another one is Wolff-Kishner's reduction. In Clemenson's reduction, carbonyl compounds treated with zinc amalgam in presence of concentrated HCl. Carbonyl group undergo reduction to give methylene group. It gives corresponding hydrocarbon. Or COH aldehyde when reduced with zinc amalgam in presence of concentrated HCl. This carbonyl group undergo reduction that gives alkane. And byproduct is water, H2O. Byproduct is water. So it provides 4 nascent hydrogens. Similarly, we can go for ketones, R, COR dash. This gives R, CH2R dash. Alkane is formed. Next method is about Wolff-Kishner's reduction. From carbonyl compounds, Wolff-Kishner's reduction. See, in Wolff-Kishner's reduction, carbonyl compounds treated with hydrazine, NH2. First, it undergo condensation reaction to give hydrazone. Then that hydrazone, on boiling with high boiling solvent like ethylene glycol in presence of potassium hydroxide, that gives corresponding hydrocarbon. Aldehydes, on treating with hydrazine, NH2, it gives hydrazone. Then hydrazone on heating with ethylene glycol, that gives hydrocarbon, liberating nitrogen. The next method, from carboxylic acid. When carboxylic acid reduced with strong reducing agent like HI in presence of red phosphorus, that provides nascent hydrogen and it gives respective alkane. The last method is about Kolbe's electrolysis process. It follows free radical mechanism. In coal-based electrolysis process, monosodium or potassium salt of carboxylic acid is subjected to electrolysis. During electrolysis, hydrocarbon is liberated at the anode, liberating carbon dioxide. Now, coal-based electrolysis. RCOO-Na on electrolysis, it gives hydrocarbon liberating carbon dioxide at the anode, and at the cathode sodium hydroxide is formed, liberating hydrogen. Like this reaction takes place. Now here, regarding the reactant and the product, just by knowing the alkyl group we can predict the product. Suppose if it is given sodium acetate on electrolysis, which compound is formed? So these are the shortcut method to predict the product without writing the complete reaction. Here CH3 is a R, this group doubles, that means CH3, ethane is formed. Suppose if you consider CH3, CH2COO-Na, sodium propionate, here this becomes CH3, CH2, CH3, butane is formed. So these are the different methods in the preparation of alkanes. It's about the properties of alkanes, So melting point and boiling point, So molecular size increases and melting point and boiling point decreases as the increase in branching. About the density of the alkane increases as the size increases, and solubility, alkanes are insoluble in polar solvent but soluble in non-polar solvent. So these are the physical properties of alkane. It's about chemical properties. First, about the combustion reaction. When alkanes are subjected to combustion, complete combustion, that gives carbon dioxide and water, releasing heat. Delta H is negative. So Cn H2n plus 2. This reacts with oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water. Delta H is negative, minus Q kilojoule. Okay, we'll take one example. Ethane, C2H6. N is number of carbon atom, 2 carbon atom. So this is 3 into 2, 6 plus 1, 7 by 2, O2. That gives 2 CO2, then 3 H2O. So delta H is negative, minus Q kilojoule. So here, as the delta H value decreases, stability increases. Among the isomeric alkanes, as the branching increases, delta H value decreases. That means stability increases. Next, moving on to halogenation reaction. So here, this is 2 plus 1. N plus 1, N value is 2, so 2 plus 1, 3 H2O. It's about the halogenation reaction. So alkanes undergo halogenation, and during halogenation, it undergo the free radical substitution process that gives various products. So during halogenation, okay, radical initiators and radical inhibitors are used. So radical initiators, they initiate the reaction, whereas radical inhibitors, they try to slow down the reaction as well as to stop the especially propagation reaction. Example for radical initiators like dibenzoyl peroxide, tetramethyl lead, tetraethyl lead. These are examples for radical initiators. Dibenzoyl peroxide, C6H5COO. You can write like this. Yeah. Or tetramethyl lead, CH3 4 times Pb. Tetraethyl lead, C2H5 4 times Pb. These are examples for radical initiator. They initiate the reaction. Radical inhibitors. Example is here oxygen. It is a radical inhibitor. Then one more thing here you have to remember: the number of products formed during halogenation, that depends on the different types of hydrogen atom present in the molecule. Based on number of different types of hydrogen, it gives number of monohalogenated products. Now, for example, in this case, CH4 methane and ethane CH3. Both the compound contains only one type of hydrogen. Therefore, it gives only one monohalogenated product. Now, another compound, if you take propane CH3, CH2, CH3, 2-methyl propane. Now, here, see, there are two types of hydrogen. So it gives two products. Two products are formed. Now, one more compound, CH3. There's only one type of hydrogen. So this compound on halogenation, it gives only one monohalogenated product. Now, and we can calculate the percentage yield of monohalogenated product. For this, we need types of hydrogen atom present in the compound and about the reactivity of hydrogen atoms. About the reactivity of hydrogen atoms. So during chlorination, in presence of sunlight at very low temperature. Here about the tertiary hydrogens, secondary hydrogen and primary hydrogen. Among the hydrogens, tertiary hydrogen is more reactive than secondary, then tertiary. About the reactivity in chlorination, this value is taken as 5. Secondary is taken as 3.8. Primary is taken as 1. Similarly, the reactivity for bromination reaction, at 400 Kelvin, bromination reaction at 400 Kelvin. Here when you consider the tertiary hydrogen, the reactivity of tertiary hydrogen is 1600. With respect to secondary hydrogen, this is the 82. Primary hydrogen, it is 1. This is about the reactivity of hydrogen atom towards chlorination in presence of light at room temperature, bromination at 400 Kelvin. Now, we'll take one example. When butane, N-butane, normal butane, is subjected to chlorination. Normal butane is subjected to chlorination in presence of sunlight. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. During chlorination, it gives two products. N-butyl chloride, one chlorobutane, N-butyl chloride. This is product A. And another product is 2-chlorobutane, 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 product B. Now you have to calculate percentage yield of product A and product B, percentage yield. Now in order to calculate percentage yield, first you have to calculate the relative amount of A and relative amount of B. Now, first we'll go for the product A. Relative amount of A. In A, primary hydrogen atom is replaced by chlorine atom. So first you have to go for number of primary hydrogens, and its reactivity, Look here, in this compound, these two carbon atoms are primary carbon, and each carbon contains 6 hydrogens. So number of primary hydrogens are 6, and its reactivity is 1. This is equal to 6. Now, so relative amount of B. In B, secondary hydrogen atom is replaced by chlorine atom. Second hydrogen atom is replaced by chlorine atom. So number of secondary hydrogens, 4. And its reactivity, that is 3.8. So this is equals to 15.2. Now the total amount or total relative amount. This is equals to 15.2 plus 6, 21.2. Now we can calculate the percentage yield. So percentage yield of A and B product we can calculate. So in order to calculate percentage yield of A, so relative amount of A, that is 6, divided by total relative amounts, 21.2 into 100. 6 by 21.2 into 100. This is equals to 28%. Similarly, percentage yield of B. Relative amount of B is 15.2. Total 21.2 into 100. It is equals to 72%. So in this way, you can calculate the percentage yield during halogenation reaction. Monohalogenated product. Okay. Next, about the catalytic oxidation or controlled oxidation. Here reaction is controlled by the catalyst. Such a reaction is called as catalytic oxidation or controlled oxidation. Now, catalytic oxidation. So in catalytic oxidation, if you consider methane, CH4 methane, reacts with oxygen in presence of copper at high temperature. Methane is converted into methanol, CH3OH. So when methane, CH4, is subject to oxidation in presence of molybdenum oxide, that gives formaldehyde. Similarly, higher alkane, CH3, is subjected to oxidation in presence of manganese acetate as a oxidizing agent. It is converted into carboxylic acid. Or in general, when alkanes treated with oxygen in presence of Ag2O, silver oxide, that gives carboxylic acid. Or alkane having tertiary hydrogen atom on heating with alkaline potassium permanganate, where tertiary hydrogen atom is converted in the hydroxyl group. Two methyl propane. This is tertiary hydrogen. On heating with alkaline KMnO4, that gives tertiary butyl alcohol. So all these are examples for catalytic oxidation. Now, next about isomerization reaction. In isomerization reaction, when alkanes are heated with aluminum chloride in presence of HCl, the corresponding isomers are formed. For example, in the case of butane, on treating with aluminum chloride in presence of HCl, that gives isobutane. Now, another compound on heating with aluminum chloride in presence of HCl, it gives respective isomer. Now, here the number of carbon atom 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So molecular formula is same. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this kind of reaction is called as isomerization. Next about aromatization. In aromatization reaction, higher alkanes on heating with chromic oxide in presence of alumina, they undergo aromatization to give aromatic compound. Hexane, CH3, CH2, 4 times CH3. This is on heating with chromic oxide, Cr2O3, in presence of alumina, that gives benzene. Aromatic compound called benzene is formed. If you go for heptane, CH3, CH2, 5 times and CH3. This gives methyl benzene. It gives methyl benzene. This is an example for aromatization reaction. It's about the pyrolysis or the cracking. When hydrocarbons, pyrolysis reaction, when hydrocarbons are heated at high temperature in absence of air, the decomposes to give the lower compound. That depends on the product, depends on the nature of the compound. So when methane is heated at very high temperature, above 1000 degrees Celsius, the decomposes to give carbon and hydrogen. If you consider propane, CH3, CH2, CH3, on heating at high temperature, if carbon to hydrogen bond cleavage takes place, that gives propene, CH3, C3H6, liberating hydrogen. Propene is formed. If carbon to carbon bond cleavage takes place, that gives ethene, C2H4, and CH4. So this kind of reaction is called as pyrolysis. So these are the different types of reactions in haloalkane. And one more about the nitration. When alkanes are heated at high temperature in presence of nitric acid, that gives nitro derivatives. And this kind of reaction is also called as vapor phase nitration. Suppose if you consider propane, CH3, CH2, CH3, on heating with nitric acid, HNO3, on heating with nitric acid, this gives CH3, CH2, CH2, NO2, nitropropane. Or in another reaction, CH3, CH2, NO2, nitroethane and nitromethane. This is about vapor phase reaction. These are the different types of reaction. Next, quickly moving on to alkenes. About isomerism in alkenes. Isomerism in alkenes. Yes. Isomerism. It exhibits chain isomerism, position isomerism, and geometrical isomerism. Now, first about chain isomerism. In chain isomers, isomer differ only in the carbon chain. For example, butene, one butene, CH3, CH2, CH, and CH2. Here CH3, CH3, double bond, CH2. Next about position isomerism. In position isomerism, isomer differ in the position of carbon to carbon double bond, CH3, CH2, CH, double bond CH2, CH3, CH, double bond CH, and CH3. One butene and two butene is an example for position isomer. Next about geometrical isomerism. In geometrical isomerism, alkene exhibits cis and trans, and there is one more type, EZ notation. First we'll go for cis and trans. We'll take 2-butene, CH3, CH, double bond CH and CH3. 2-butene. If the atoms or group of atoms are present on the same side, that is called cis isomer. If atoms or group of atoms are present on the opposite side of the double bond, that's called as trans butene. This is trans 2-butene. This one is cis 2-butene. Okay. Next about the EZ nomenclature. EZ nomenclature. When EZ nomenclature is used, when four different groups are attached to the unsaturated carbon, carbon to carbon double bond, in such cases we can designate it by cis and trans. So we are going for EZ nomenclature. EZ nomenclature. So about the EZ nomenclature, sequence rule in EZ notation is given by Cahn, Ingold, and Prelog. EZ nomenclature. About this rule, sequence rules. The priority is given based on the atomic numbers of the different groups. We'll take the groups like bromine, the chlorine, hydrogen, and iodine. Hydrogen and iodine. Atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Atomic number is 1. What the atomic number of chlorine? Atomic number of chlorine 17. Atomic number of bromine 35. And atomic number of iodine is 53. So here higher precedence is given for, higher priority is given for iodine. Least priority is given for hydrogen. This is first rule. Now about the second rule. If isotopes are considered, isotopes with higher mass number is given more priority. So in the case of isotopes of hydrogen, 1H1, 1H2, 1H3, this is tritium. Then comes deuterium. Least preference is given for protium. Okay. So one more rule, third rule. If different groups attach to the unsaturated carbon, the groups like different types of groups like chloro group, then about the OH group, carboxyl group, NHCH3 group, chloro group, carboxyl group, NHCH3 group, and SO3H group, We'll arrange the groups like this, Cl group. Okay, here atomic number of fluorine is 17. Atomic number of carbon is 6. Atomic number of nitrogen is 7. Atomic number of sulfur is 16. So priority is given first for chlorine, second for this group, third for this group, least for carboxyl group. And if the group contains as a chain, where first atoms are same, then we have to consider the second atoms. For example, CH3, then CH3, CH2, then carboxyl group COOH. Look here. Here, the first carbon, first atom is carbon. Then you have to go for the second one. This is hydrogen. Atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Here, for this carbon, the second atom is carbon. Atomic number of carbon is 6. Now, carboxyl group is written like this, COOH. Here, atomic number is 8. So, first preference is given for carboxyl group. Second one is this. This is least. This is about the priority rule. Now, just I'll take one or two compounds. If compound is given like this, carbon to carbon, just a general example, higher order, first order, the higher order, this is less. If it is arranged like this, carbon to carbon, look here. Now in this case, higher priority are present on the same side. So this is represented as H. Here higher priority is represented on the opposite side. Then notation E is used. One more example we'll take. Look here. Carbon to carbon double bond. Linked by bromo group. Here iodo group. In this case, fluoro group and chloro group. Now, here atomic number of chlorine is 17. Atomic number of fluorine is 9. Atomic number of bromine. How much atomic number of bromine? 35. This is 53. Now we'll go for the priority. Here, which is given more priority? This one, higher priority. Next priority. In this case, higher priority. This is less priority. So higher priority, they are present on the same side. So this is called as Z notation. One more example we can take. Carbon to carbon double bond, carboxyl group, HCOOH, carboxyl group, then here H. Atomic number of carbon is 6. Atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Second preference given this, first preference is here. Here first preference and this is second preference. So here higher precedency group, they are placed on the opposite side. So this is represented as E. So EZ notation is used when 4 different groups are attached to carbon to carbon double bond. Now, next about the methods of preparation of alkenes. So what are different methods of preparation of alkenes? First one, dehydration reaction using alcohols from alcohols. The reaction is called as dehydration. Dehydrating agent like sulfuric acid is taken. So when alcohol are CH2, CH2OH. On heating with concentrated sulfuric acid or alumina, it undergo dehydration reaction to give alkene. And in this case, if there is any chance of stability of carbocation, first you have to prefer the stability of carbocation, then that leads to give the last step, that's called deprotonation. For example, in this compound CH3, 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 CHOH and CH3. On heating with sulfuric acid, first this bond cleaves, so it gives CH3, 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 CH2, CH plus and CH3. Now this is secondary carbocation. You can stabilize the secondary carbocation by 1,2 methyl shift, 1,2 methyl shift, 1,2 methyl shift. So due to 1,2 methyl shift, secondary carbocation is converted into tertiary carbocation. Tertiary carbocation. So after stabilizing the carbocation, it undergo loss of proton. So as a result, double bond is formed here. CH3, CH3, double bond, CH3, CH3. It gives 2,3 dimethyl 2-butene. 2,3 dimethyl. Same kind of mechanism is observed in the case of dehydrohalogenation. When alkane is haloalkanes are dehydrohalogenation, that gives alkene. Same kind of mechanism we can observe in the dehydrohalogenation reaction. Second method, dehydrohalogenation. Dehydrohalogenation. So when haloalkanes heated with alcoholic potash, it undergo dehydrohalogenation reaction to give alkene. If haloalkane undergo more than one way of dehydrohalogenation reaction, it prefers Seyds-Inq rule in order to give the more stable alkene. Now, for example, 2-bromobutane, 2-bromopentane. When 2-bromopentane on heating with alcoholic potash, it gives two products, one pentene, CH2, double bond CH, CH2, and CH3, one pentene, and two pentene, CH3, CH, double bond CH, CH2 and CH3. Here 2-pentene is major product according to Seyds-Inq rule. The next method is from alkyne. R, C, triple bond, R. When alkyne is reduced with Lindlar's catalyst, pelledized barium sulfate, it gives cis isomer, carbon to carbon double bond, H, R, cis isomer is formed. When same reaction is carried out in presence of sodium in liquid ammonia, this reduction is called as Birch reduction. Now it gives trans product. It gives trans isomer. So this is about conversion of alkynes to alkene. Next method is from Kolbe's electrolysis process. In this process, dicarboxylic acid is taken, sodium or potassium salts of dicarboxylic acid, subjected to electrolysis. CH2 COOH, it is succinic acid, CH2COH. Now, two hydrogen atoms are replaced by sodium, disodium succinate. During electrolysis, that gives ethene, CH2 double bond, CH2, ethene is formed. So these are different methods in the preparation of alkene, About the chemical properties of alkenes. So alkenes undergo addition reaction. First about addition reaction. Addition reaction hydrogen, addition reaction halogen, addition reaction hydrogen halide to give saturated compound. Here we'll discuss addition reaction of hydrogen halide, reaction with hydrogen halide. When alkene RCH double bond CH2 reacts with hydrogen halide, it follows Markovnikov's rule to give R, CHX and CH3. Here propene CH3, CH double bond CH2 reacts with Cl, follows Markovnikov's rule to give 2-chloropropane. When propene reacts with HBr, that gives 2-bromopropane. When propene reacts with HBr in presence of peroxide catalyst, here it follows anti-Markovnikov's rule that gives 1-bromopropane. So this is about addition reaction of alkene. About ozonolysis. Addition of ozone followed by hydrolysis in presence of zinc dust or zinc, that's called as ozonolysis reaction. So here R, CH, double bond CH2. Ozone in ether medium that gives respective ozonide. And this ozonide on heating with zinc dust in water, this bond cleaves. That gives carbonyl compound. One is RCHO, another one is HCHO. This is actual reaction taking place. But in competitive examination, we can directly write the product. For example, if you consider propene, CH3, CH, double bond CH2 on ozonolysis. Here, zinc is used to control the formation of hydrogen peroxide, because if hydrogen peroxide is formed, that oxidizes aldehydes to carboxylic acid. So without zinc, if reaction is carried out, that gives carboxylic acid. If zinc is taken, then that controls the formation of hydrogen peroxide and it controls the oxidation, further oxidation. Look here, when propene is treated with ozone followed by hydrolysis in presence of zinc, directly we can write, just cleave this bond, add oxygen. So it gives product CH3, CHO and HCHO. One more compound we'll take, CH3, CH double bond C, CH3, CH3. Okay. 2-methyl-2-butene. On ozonolysis, this bond is cleaved, that gives CH3, CHO, ethanol and propanol. This is about ozonolysis. And here, if the ozonolysis product is given, you can identify the hydrocarbon. For example, hydrocarbon on ozonolysis, it gives 1 mole of propanol acetone, 1 mole of propanol acetone, and propanol CH3, CH2, CHO. Identify the hydrocarbon. These two products with the functional group, you have to write side by side. Then just eliminate oxygen. It gives hydrocarbon. CH3, C, CH3, double bond CH, CH2 and CH3. So this hydrocarbon on ozonolysis gives propanol and the propanol. Now, next set of reaction is about oxidation reaction. In oxidation reaction, when alkene is treated with oxidizing agent like oxidation reaction. Oxidation. Alkene RC. R double bond. When this compound is treated with alkaline KMnO4, very important reaction, or in osmium tetroxide, both are added to the oxidizing agent. Now here, syn addition takes place to give RC, ROH, and R. Cis 1, 2 diol is formed. Cis 1, 2 diol is formed. And if the same reaction is carried out in presence of hydrogen peroxide, formic acid or peracids, in presence of peracids, here anti-addition takes place to give trans isomer RC, ROH, C, OH, R. This is trans isomer. This one is cis isomer. It's about oxidation reaction. So when alkenes are treated with Bayer's reagent, color of Bayer's reagent decolorizes. Alkene undergo oxidation to give glycol. About polymerization reaction, alkene on polymerization, that gives polymer. When you consider ethene, it gives a polymer called polythene. One more, in the calculation of number of geometrical isomers. How to calculate number of geometrical isomers? Calculation of number of geometrical isomers. If terminal ends are different, then in the case of number of isomers, that is equal to 2 to the power n. N is number of double bond. C6H5, CH, double bond CH, CH, double bond CH, and Cl. Here terminal ends are different. Number of double bonds are 2. So number of geometrical isomers, 2 to the power n, that is 2 to the power 2, is equals to 4. Now, if the terminal ends are same, we can calculate number of geometrical isomers based on the number of double bonds. Now, for example, if there is even number of double bonds and terminals are same, terminals are same. Now, so in this case, C6H5, CH, double bond CH, double bond CH, and C6H5. Terminal ends are same. But there are how many double bonds? 2 double bonds, even number. So in this case, number of isomers, that is equals to 2 to the power n minus 1 plus 2 to the power n by 2 minus 1, n by 2 minus 1. So n is number of double bonds. 2 minus 1, 1. Here, 2 by n value is how much? 2. Yeah. 2 by 2. 1 minus 1, 0. 2 to the power 0, that is 1. Okay. So here, total number of isomers, that is equals to 3. Total number of isomers equal to 3. Now, if odd number of double bonds are present, Now, in the case of odd number of double bonds, we can calculate 2 to the power n minus 1 plus 2 to the power n minus 1 divided by 2, divided by 2, where N is number of carbon atom. So if we take the example like this, C6, H5, CH, double bond CH, CH, double bond CH, CH, and C6H5. Here number of double bonds are 3. So 2 to the power 3 minus 1, 2, plus 2 to the power 3 minus 1, 2, 2 by 2, 1. So here the total number of isomers, that is equals to 6. Total number of isomers, that is equals to 6. This is about the calculation of number of geometrical isomers. Calculation of number of geometrical isomers. Now, next about alkynes. Okay. About the preparation of alkynes and chemical properties. Alkynes. By dehydrohalogenation reaction. Dehydrohalogenation reaction. So in this preparation, CH2, vicinal dihalides are taken, vicinal dihalides. On heating with alcoholic potash, first it gives CH2 double bond, CHBr, double bonded compound. And this double bonded compound, further on heating with sodamide, NaNH2, or sodium in liquid ammonia, it undergo dehydrohalogenation reaction to give alkyne, that is ethyne. So next reaction is about dehalogenation reaction. In dehalogenation reaction, tetrahalides are used. R, C, Cl, 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 R. On heating with zinc dust, that gives alkyne, Okay. Next method, using iodoform, CHI3 iodoform. When iodoform is heated with silver, CHI3, that gives ethyne, One more method from calcium hydroxides, calcium carbide, CaCO2, on hydrolysis, that gives calcium hydroxide liberating ethyne, Next method is about coal-based electrolysis, process. Now in coal-based electrolysis process, unsaturated dicarboxylic acid is taken. This compound is called as malic acid. Now, these two hydrogen atoms are replaced by sodium malate. On electrolysis, that gives propine, So these are different methods in the preparation of alkynes. It's about the chemical properties. So alkynes undergo addition reaction with hydrogen, halogen, hydrogen halide in 2 steps to give the end product as a saturated hydrocarbon. In this, we'll discuss about the addition reaction of alkynes with water. Very important reaction. Addition reaction. When alkynes treated with water, in presence of dilute sulfuric acid and mercuric sulfate at around 60 degrees Celsius. First addition of water takes place, R, C, OH, according to Markovnikov's rule. Then this compound undergo intramolecular rearrangement, tautomerization takes place, that gives ketone, that gives ketone. Here you have to remember one thing, when you take acetylene, that gives aldehyde. Any other alkyne with terminal carbon to carbon triple bond, that gives ketone. Any other alkyne, that gives ketone. So this is about addition reaction of alkynes with water. Next about acidic nature of alkynes. Due to sp hybridized nature of carbon atom, alkyne is more acidic when compared with alkenes and alkanes. About the acidic nature. Acidic nature. In ethine, both are acidic hydrogen. In propine, CH3, C triple bond, CH, there's only one acidic hydrogen. Butane, one acidic hydrogen. If you go for 2-butane, there is no acidic hydrogen. Here, no acidic hydrogen. The next set of reaction, that is only due to the presence of acidic hydrogen. Reaction with ammoniacal solution of silver nitrate, AgNO3. I'll take ethine, acetylene. On treating with AgNO3, both the acidic hydrogen atom is replaced by silver. That gives a white precipitate of silver acetylide. When ethine is treated with ammoniacal solution of cuprous chloride, that gives a red precipitate of copper acetylide. Or when ethine is treated with sodamide, NaNH2. Here both the hydrogen atom, acidic hydrogen atom is replaced by sodium, that gives disodium acetylide. So all these reactions, it is used to distinguish between alkynes with acidic hydrogen atom with other unsaturated hydrocarbons. Like you can distinguish between ethene or any alkene, because when you take alkaline potassium permanganate or base reagent, both the unsaturated hydrocarbon decolorizes potassium permanganate. Next about polymerization reaction. So in polymerization reaction, when acetylene is passed through red dot ion tube, polymerization. Acetylene when passed through red hot ion tube. It undergo polymerization to give benzene. It gives benzene. Benzene is formed. Similarly, when propine, CH3, C triple bond CH is passed over red dot ion tube, that gives aromatic hydrocarbon 1, 3, 5, trimethyl benzene. It is also called as mesitylene. We'll take one more example. 2-butane. When it's passed through red dot ion tube, that gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hexamethyl benzene. So this is about polymerization reaction of alkynes. Next about aromatic hydrocarbons. So these are the hydrocarbons which contain the benzene type ring, or according to Haeckel's rule, compound which obeys Haeckel's rule, such compounds are called as aromatic. Some of the rules for Haeckel's rule: the compound should be planar and it obeys Haeckel's rule, and it's observed in a conjugated system. For example, in this compound, benzene is a conjugated, and all the carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized, planar, 6 pi electrons, 4n plus 2 pi electron, where n is an integer, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. If you take n value is 1, 4 into 1 plus 2, 6 pi electron, it obeys Huckel's rule. If you consider cyclopropynyl cation. Here, number of pi electrons are 2 pi electron. When you take 0, 4 into 0, 0 plus 2, 2 pi electron. Therefore, this compound obeys Huckel's rule. So it is aromatic. It's aromatic. One more compound. Cyclopentadienyl anion. Now this is sp2. It's a planar. And these electrons involved in delocalization. So this is the pi electron. So in this there are 6 pi electron and it obeys Huckel's rule. Therefore, this compound also aromatic compound. So this is according to Huckel's rule. Now, about the structural elucidation of benzene. Structural elucidation of benzene or structure of benzene. So molecular formula determination shows the molecular formula of benzene is C6H6. Then benzene, there are 3 double bonds. It is conformed by addition reaction with hydrogen and addition reaction with chlorine. Then about the resonance structure of benzene, that shows the carbon to carbon bond length is intermediate between carbon to carbon single bond and carbon to carbon double bond. And benzene is not like alkene, it is more stable than alkene. Therefore, it fails to decolorize potassium permanganate solution. Then about the formation of sigma bond and pi bond, it can be explained on the basis of molecular orbital picture of benzene. So molecular formula of benzene is C6H6. All 6 carbon atoms undergo sp2 hybridization. As a result of sp2 hybridization, 3 hybrid orbitals are formed, and these 3 hybrid orbitals are directed towards 3 corners with a bond angle of 120 degrees. There are 6 carbon atoms. It undergoes sp2 hybridization. 3 hybrid orbitals. For another carbon, 3 hybrid orbitals. Each carbon contains 1 hydrogen atom. Now, all the hybrid orbitals, they are involved in the formation of sigma bonds. Say, carbon to hydrogen sigma bond, carbon to hydrogen sigma bond, carbon to hydrogen sigma bond. Total number of carbon to hydrogen sigma bonds are 6. The remaining sp2 hybrid orbital of each carbon atom, they overlap with each other to give carbon to carbon sigma bond. So there are 6 carbon to carbon sigma bonds. During sp2 hybridization, one of the p orbital is unaffected, which lies perpendicular to the plane. And these p orbital undergo lateral overlapping to give pi bond. About the molecular orbital picture of benzene. Look here. There are 6 carbon. Each carbon carries 1 hydrogen. Carbon atoms. Each carbon carries 1 hydrogen. And 1 unhybridized orbital of carbon. Lobes which are above the plane, pi electron cloud. Now, lobes which are below the plane, pi electron cloud. So, entire benzene ring is electron rich. Therefore, they readily undergo electrophilic aromatic substitution. And bond length is intermediate between carbon to carbon single bond and carbon to carbon double bond. About the methods of preparation of benzene. First one, when sodium benzoate C6H5COONA on heating with soda lime NaOH and calcium oxide, that gives benzene. Phenol, when it is distilled with zinc dust, that gives benzene. Then benzene diazonium chloride on treating with H3PO2 or phosphorus, hypophosphorus acid, that gives benzene, and here byproduct is H3PO3. Or using acetylene, when acetylene on polymerization, that gives benzene. So these are different methods in the preparation of benzene. Now, about the reactions of benzene. Benzene undergo addition reaction with hydrogen and chlorine, benzene. And this also confirms the presence of 3 hydrogen atoms. It gives cyclohexane. On treating with chlorine, that gives BHC, benzene hexachloride, gamexane, or this is also called as lindane, Trade number is 666. Benzene undergo ozonolysis, that gives glyoxal. Ozonolysis reaction, that gives glyoxal, CHO. Then benzene on heating with oxygen in presence of vanadium pentoxide at high temperature, that gives malic anhydride, oxidized product called malic anhydride. Next, about electrophilic aromatic substitution. In molecular orbit picture, that shows the entire benzene ring is electron rich. Therefore, it readily undergo electrophilic aromatic substitution. In electrophilic aromatic substitution benzene, just you have to remember about the different types of electrophiles. When benzene is subjected to chlorination, that gives chlorobenzene. Here reaction is carried out in presence of ferric chloride. The electrophile is chloronium ion. Nitration reaction, nitric acid and sulfuric acid. In this mixture, sulfuric acid acts as the acid, nitric acid acts as the base. Therefore, nitric acid has to undergo protonation, then it produces NO2 plus as an electrophile. NO2 plus, it gives nitrobenzene. Similarly, sulfonation reaction with sulfuric acid, it gives benzene sulfonic acid. Here electrophile is SO3. Then Friedel-Crafts alkylation is carried out in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride. Here it gives toluene, methyl benzene. The electrophile is CH3 plus. Or if you acetylation reaction, CH3COCl in presence of AlCl3, that gives aromatic ketone. Here electrophile is CH3CO plus. So this is about electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction of benzene. So these are the important concept of hydrocarbons.